welcome to our YouTube channel. This is me, Nicky Sinha, and the topic of today's discussion is really helpful and really useful for all the aspirants of UGC NET. Yes. So the topic for today's discussion is the strategies which can be adopted or the strategies which can be used for paper 2, and particularly I am going to be discussing history. So yes, that is what our topic is going to be, and this will really help you understand the steps that you can take which will make it easy for you. The exam won't be really hard or it won't be difficult, all right? So let's discuss the steps. Okay, step 1, understand the syllabus, all right? Now this is the first step that you take once you have decided that yes, you want to appear for UGC NET exams. What you do is you go to the UGC website, you download the syllabus and you see what the syllabus is. What exactly is it asking you to do? What do you have to study? So there are 10 units in history. Each unit is divided into sub-units or sub-chapters, you can say. So you have to choose, you have to look at those sub-chapters. You have to look at the syllabus and see what is to be done. These topics are to be studied. These are not to be studied. These are important. These are not important. You can also cross-reference it with previous year's questions. That's very important. So what is your first step? First step is that you have to understand the syllabus thoroughly. Okay. Now, once you have understood the syllabus, it will also help you in making a study plan. You will know that, oh, you have 10 units. You have these many months to prepare. So then you will be able to come up with a study plan which will help you in achieving your goal. Okay. What is the next step? Make a study plan. Now, once you have understood the syllabus, the logical step that you have to do is you have to make a study plan. Now, once you have seen the syllabus, you will have to identify those areas which you find difficult, right? Like, for example, when I was appearing for my NET exams, when I identified the syllabus, I thought that ancient India or unit 1, 2 and 3 was actually a bit difficult for me, right? So what did I do? I identified the areas which I found difficult. Then I focused on those areas first because I knew that these areas are going to take me a lot of time. So I planned my schedule. According to those areas, gave those areas enough time so that I can make notes, study and learn those things. Okay. Now, after this, once you have identified whatever topics you find difficult, you have to make a timely unit-wise study plan. What do you mean by this? So basically, each unit you have to divide. So per se, like for example, unit 1, 2 and 3 I find difficult. So it might take me 2 to 3 weeks to finish this unit, right? So I am going to make a list. I'm going to make a study plan like that. So I am going to see how much time I am going to take for per unit. So unit 1 will take me suppose 1 week or 10 days. Unit 2 will suppose take me 8 days. So like that, you have to make a unit-wise study plan according to your syllabus and according to the portions that you find difficult. Next step. Use standard study material. This actually is very important. Now, if you just search for UGC NET material, you will find plethora of it. But not every material is trustworthy. Not every material is up to the mark. Not every material is according to the syllabus or the revised syllabus, isn't it? So you must be trusting only the important and the trustworthy study materials, all right? So you can use those materials which have been prescribed by experts on authentic mediums, all right? And then you can also use the books which the toppers of previous years have referred to. And if you're referring to any secondary sources, particularly for history, if you're referring to any secondary sources, make sure that they are authentic, right? Like for example, you can refer to Satish Chandra. So that's an authentic secondary source. So that is very, very important. That should be your next step. Okay. After this, now this is actually a very important step. Solving previous year's paper. You know, solving previous year's paper is so important. Why? Because it will help you understand your weaknesses. It will help you understand your strengths. You will know where you're lacking, where you're confident. It will also help you revise the syllabus. You have learnt everything, but now you have to put it to use. So that is a very logical and a best step that you have to take. Once you have completed a chunk of your syllabus, or suppose you are done with 2-3 units, what you can do is you can take previous year's question from that particular unit and you can solve it. This will also help you in managing your time. Okay, so that's a very logical step. It will help you in identifying your weaknesses. You can work on it accordingly. And most importantly, it will help you gain confidence. Yes, then you will know that you are well prepared. You will be happy when you are able to solve questions, isn't it? Okay. The next step, learn time management. Now, this exam requires you to solve many questions, right? And the time is limited, okay? So you have to learn how to manage your time, not just in your exams, but also while you are preparing. If you have made a study plan, stick to it. Stick to the study plan. If you have decided that you will take 8 days for unit 1, stick to it. That is very important, right? And once you have completed all the units and you have started solving questions, remember that the questions have to be solved in a timely manner. Give yourself the exact time which is there for the exams and solve the paper in that exact amount of time. See what mistakes you are doing. So managing your time and learning time management while preparation and in the exam is a very important step. Okay. The last step that you should do, that is your step 6, you should stay updated on current affairs and recent developments. Now, I'm sure you have seen how paper 1 comes. Paper 1 has a huge section where you are asked about static and static in current affairs, right? You will be able to answer those questions only if you're thorough, or only if you're aware about the recent developments which are happening, the recent happenings in the world, only if you watch news or read newspapers. So it's very important that you stay updated on your current affairs. Also, suppose you're opting for paper 2 and your paper 2 is history. Paper 2 can also ask you about certain recent developments which might have taken place in the historical field. Suppose there's a new archaeological research, or suppose there's a new archaeological digging, or something which has happened which has shifted the time period of a certain civilization or of a certain Vedic age, okay? So you should be aware about those things. You should be aware about the recent historical developments which have taken place, okay? So that will really help you in solving paper 1 and paper 2 as well. So these are the tips and tricks which you can use for solving paper 2 history. Now, apart from this, there are certain other things that you should be very careful about. So when you're learning history, remember facts facts are important, okay? So when you're learning history, remember the inscriptions, remember the prashastis, remember the facts, remember the books, remember the dates. These are very important, right? So you should be able to solve the questions very easily if you stick to this regime, if you stick to this timetable, or if you stick to the tips and tricks that I have shared with you. Now, this will be useful for history if you have taken that as your paper too. So that's about it, guys. That's about the video. I really hope that this video was useful for you. I really hope that you were able to understand everything. And most importantly, I really hope it gave you an idea as to how you can start preparing. If you still have questions, if you still have doubts, if you still need clarifications, please feel free to address them in the comment section and we will be more than happy to help you out with it. So this is me, Nicky Sinha, signing off. Till then, please take care.